Sup guys, Sneezy Sheezy here for episode 9 of How I Use It. I know it's been a minute. I took the weekend as a break. But yeah, so we're back at it. And this time we have the first assault rifle, the M16. And we're playing on Array, playing some Domination. A lot of these games you're going to see me playing a Domination for the How I Use It series because I feel like a lot of times when it's team deathmatch, I just don't have enough time to really talk because those tend to go a little bit faster than domination games. And I usually play ground war just because I like having a lot of players. It just feels more fun to me. That was pretty bad. I overexposed myself there, you know. You always want to make sure, like Woody's gamertag will always tell you, you know, move from one place of advantage to the next, and that's just extremely good advice. You know, you don't want to ever be out in the open or have too much exposed. A lot of gun skill fail going on right here. I play on a relatively small TV because I'm in a dorm room, and sometimes it can be kind of hard to spot those guys who are pretty far off. Um, but especially because a lot of times I play with people and I play split screen. When you cut a small screen in half, it can get pretty hard to see. But anyway, the M16, you know, it was the first gun I used when I played Black Ops. I turned on the system. I know a lot of people played the MP5, you know, whatever. Uh, but I whipped out the M16, and my first KD in the first game of Black Ops was something like 5.6. And I was overjoyed. I thought, oh man, I'm just going to kick ass at this game. I'm not gonna say I'm particularly bad, but I don't 5.6 is not a normal KD. I mean, it's not as frequent as I thought it was going to be after I got that score, but you know, it is what it is. Here, that guy, I don't know why he didn't kill me. I mean, he definitely saw that I was there, or it seemed like he did. Another AK-74U pickup. Um, but anyway, let's talk about my attachment. My attachment of choice is the red dot, but this is another gun where your attachment doesn't really matter as much as some of the other guns. You know, yes, the red dot does help a lot, but the iron sights aren't particularly bad. That dude just ran right into flames. I don't know why he did that, but the iron sights aren't particularly bad. In fact, they're incredibly usable. And, you know, there are a lot of people who actually prefer the iron sights of the M16 to the red dot or the reflex. Um, but I didn't feel like there were really any attachments that added more to the M16. One of my favorite for assault rifles, as you guys will find out, is dual mags. I did not feel like dual mags added that much. That was an incredibly close crossbow bolt. um, I didn't, and again right here, I didn't think that dual mags helped really because you'll find with the burst and single shot weapons, you're not going to blow through a ton of ammo usually. You know, so sometimes you can get a little, you know, a little loose with the ammo, but you know, usually you can make it with enough to get by. Uh, Here is kind of where the M16 shines, except I don't shine with it because I make the mistake of choosing the wrong target. I had like 3 possible targets there, and I chose the wrong one. I should have stuck with that guy. He was stuck behind cover, didn't really have anywhere to move to. Um, but anyway, uh, the M16 shines at medium to long range. It's extremely good at those ranges. The reason, like, if anybody told you this gun was overpowered, they would be wrong, is because at close range, even close to medium range, it is very, very hard to handle. Um, it's I feel like just literally handling it in general is a little harder. Uh, you know, I try to move from target to target close range. I find like it's a little clunky and hard to move. Um, Also, the hip fire is horrendous, if you ask me. And I think those are reasons that a lot of times you're going to see people choosing the G11 over the M16, given that it has pretty similar range, a higher rate of fire, I think slightly lower damage, but also incredibly awesome hip fire. So, but anyway, uh, I thought that you know, the red dot helped the most because I was going to have those medium to long range engagements. I wanted to be able to see my targets clearly and quickly, and so that's why I chose that. Second choice for the attachment would probably be the Master Key. And I can't imagine I'm saying that because if you would ask me like a month ago, I would have said the Master Key is really underpowered. I don't know if they buffed it. I don't know if I just got better with it. But the Master Key is not something to be ignored. It's very helpful because it does two things that are extremely helpful. One, it makes it so you can run something else in your second slot besides a pistol, because at close range you're going to be covered. The other thing that it does is it allows you to counter the M16's quote horrendous close range fire abilities. But I still chose the red dot. I felt like if I was going to be running around with the Master Key, I may as well use a shotgun. It was, just my own decision. But the Master Key is a great choice. I would say the flamethrower is an equally good choice, except the flamethrower takes a little bit of time to get the flames out there, and therefore the quick reaction time you can get with the Master Key is sort of lost in the flamethrower. But anyway, in terms of secondaries, it depends. If you're running the Master Key, I would recommend running some sort of launcher, especially like a Strela. Reason being, the M16 is a very defensive gun. If you pick up the M16, you're not going to want to rush. You're going to want to sit back. Like, let's say you're double capping, which is, the way most people win domination games. Most people. I know you can triple cap and all that stuff. But let's say you're double capping, but they're pushing really hard, You might, for instance, here on Array, you might want to take up a position between B and A that gives you a decent vantage point over both the bases. And just not really camp, because I know all the negative connotations that come with the word camp. But look at that nice little flip. But still, you're going to want to hold up a little bit instead of rushing around, play to your gun's strengths, as I always say. And so a Strela allows you to really play the defensive role, as much as possible, because you're going to have, a lot of time in the back because the fight isn't going to be as heavy there. So if there's some air support coming, you can help you and your team out by whipping out that Strela and shooting down, the chopper gunner, spy plane, whatever it may be. You see there how I maneuvered around that rock? That's something you might want to do, especially with the M16, where at medium to close range is not that great. Using cover to your advantage is really key. I got a lot of people here, which surprised me. They sort of just presented themselves to me. But that was an amazing Semtex. I got really close. As far as equipment goes, any sort of defensive equipment you choose, I personally choose Claymore. But this is one where I actually think motion sensor might be a little bit better depending on where you're held up and defending. Let's see, kill streaks. I'm running hardline. I actually would recommend hardline. Helps you get to your kill streaks faster, and you're not going to run out of ammo as much because it is a burst weapon. And you can usually get 1 or 2 hit kills with it. Let's see, second perk, definitely Sleight of Hand Pro if possible. Aiming down sight faster is going to give you a little bit of an advantage at close range. You're still probably going to lose your gunfights if the person you're fighting has a better weapon or, even gun skill that's on par with yours. And last perk that I'm running is Hacker, I believe. Although Marathon, getting from position to position is helpful, getting out of the way of grenades is helpful. So Marathon's a good second choice. I personally would run Hacker. Hacker is sort of my go-to. It lets me see where people are. It's good for pretty much every class. There's a gun skill fail there again, and again a problem with choosing my targets. I find a lot of trouble there. You get frustrated. You see 2 guys that are open, and you can't decide which one you want. So you try to go for both, or you spend too much time hesitating, and then they both get the jump on you, and it's an easy kill for one of them. And if this is a problem for you, the best advice I can give is try to commit as much as you can to one of the targets. Anyway, the game is wrapping up. That's my review of the M16 and how to play it. It is a pretty good gun, Uh, definitely, well, I wouldn't say underrated, but don't cut it some slack. It's pretty good. But this has been episode 9 of How I Use It. I hope you guys enjoyed it, and hope you keep coming back for more. All right, later.